Welcome to CrispLib, your go-to place for insightful and engaging book summaries. Today, we're diving deep into Brené Brown's transformative book, Daring Greatly. This book is a powerful exploration of vulnerability, courage, and what it truly means to live a wholehearted life. Brené Brown, a research professor and storyteller, has spent over a decade studying vulnerability, shame, and empathy. In Daring Greatly, she challenges the common perception of vulnerability as a weakness and argues that it is, in fact, our greatest measure of courage. She explains that vulnerability is not just about being open to others, but about having the courage to show up and be seen, even when the outcome is uncertain. The book begins by breaking down the myths surrounding vulnerability. Brown identifies several pervasive myths, such as the belief that vulnerability equals weakness or that we can go through life without being vulnerable. She explains that these myths are detrimental because they prevent us from living fully and authentically. According to Brown, vulnerability is at the heart of all meaningful human experiences, whether it's creating art, forming deep relationships, or innovating at work. One of the foundational concepts in Daring Greatly is the idea of shame. Brown explains that shame is the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we are flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. She differentiates shame from guilt by highlighting that guilt is about feeling bad for what we've done, whereas shame is about feeling bad for who we are. Shame thrives in secrecy, silence, and judgment, but when we talk about it, its grip on us loosens. To combat shame, Brown introduces the concept of shame resilience. She outlines 4 steps to develop this resilience: recognizing shame and understanding its triggers, practicing critical awareness, reaching out to others, and speaking shame. By practicing these steps, we can build resilience to shame and live more courageously. A significant part of Daring Greatly focuses on the idea of wholehearted living. Brown describes this as engaging with our lives from a place of worthiness, cultivating the courage to be imperfect, the compassion to be kind to ourselves and others, and the connection that arises from authenticity. Wholehearted living is about letting go of who we think we should be and embracing who we are. The book also delves into how vulnerability affects our relationships. Brown emphasizes that vulnerability is essential for creating deep and meaningful connections. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, we open the door to empathy, love, and belonging. However, vulnerability also exposes us to the risk of being hurt, rejected, or judged. Despite this, Brown argues that the benefits far outweigh the risks. In the workplace, Brown highlights how vulnerability is crucial for leadership and innovation. She argues that leaders who embrace vulnerability create environments where creativity and collaboration can thrive. Vulnerable leaders are willing to take risks, admit when they don't have all the answers, and encourage their teams to do the same. This openness fosters a culture of trust and engagement. Now let's bring these ideas to life with a real-life scenario. Imagine a talented graphic designer named Alex. Alex has always been hesitant to share his bold ideas at work, fearing that others might judge or criticize him. However, after reading Daring Greatly, Alex decides to embrace vulnerability. He starts sharing his innovative designs with his team, even though it feels uncomfortable. Over time, his courage pays off. Not only do his ideas receive praise, but he also feels more connected to his colleagues. This is what Daring Greatly looks like: showing up, being seen, and taking risks despite the fear of failure. As we near the conclusion of this summary, let's reflect on what Daring Greatly teaches us. Brené Brown's book challenges us to reconsider our relationship with vulnerability. It encourages us to see vulnerability not as a weakness, but as the birthplace of love, creativity, and change. By daring greatly, we allow ourselves to live more authentically, connect more deeply with others, and embrace the fullness of our lives. So, what lessons can we take away from daring greatly? First, vulnerability is not something to be avoided but embraced. It's the key to living a life of courage and connection. Second, developing shame resilience is crucial to overcoming the fears that hold us back. And finally, wholehearted living is about cultivating the courage to be our true selves, imperfections and all. Thank you for joining us on this journey through daring greatly. If you found this summary insightful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to CrispLib. Together, let's dare to grow and live courageously, one book at a time.